Hello once again, my friends. Welcome back to Average is Average. Let's change the setup a little bit again. Having fun with it. I got my crap on the bed. I got my guitar on the bed. That's just what it do. I've been trying to sing and write songs lately, and I realized how corny that is. Just writing and singing songs, being uncorny, is very challenging for me. And I think that kind of has something to do with, like, me being an inherently... I don't think I'm a judgmental person, but I think what I do with stand-up comedy, like, I'm kind of predisposed... Not predisposed, I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is that, like, I make fun of stuff. That's what I do, and that's what I've always done for years and years and years. And now I'm trying to be genuine and authentic, and I'm making fun of myself and realizing that art is hard. And being authentic and true and genuine is great and awesome, but I don't know. I'm like psyching myself out with it. So basically, moral of the story is I can't write. And I'm still trying. I know like 10 chords. Maybe half that, actually. And yeah. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place today. My allergies are kind of kicking my ass. Oh man. I wrote down a few things, but I'm not going to look at them. Let me just... Is this cool? No, it's not that cool. This is cool. This is a little bit better. Man. One of the things I wrote down that I remembered is I had a case of the Bee Gees the night after I filmed this podcast last week. So it was like the first thought I had about this next week's podcast was I have a case of the Bee Gees. And if you don't know what that is, it's called bubble guts. And it's when your stomach is writhing in pain from something you probably ate or indigestion or gas or whatever. And, dude, sorry, my freaking eye, I'm itchy. My bubble guts were so bad that it awoke me from my slumber one night. And I had to go sit on the pot and take a poo. So, take that with, do with that what you will. Is that the saying? Man. I'm sweaty and hot. It's still 87 degrees in my apartment building. They haven't fixed it yet. It hasn't been fixed since last week. I'm wearing my my Martin merch. Or my Martin Sucks merch. For all you who know what that is. Sorry, what a little bit of a dud of a start here, folks. Man. I apologize. What I did before this, I woke up and I went to a coffee shop, and I dropped my girlfriend off at class before I did that, and I journaled a little bit, tried to get insightful. Haven't been insightful in many moons. Realized that I probably need to pick a career, because podcasting and stand-up comedy isn't a sustainable career choice. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do to put food on the table in my adult life. And I can't just... I realize I can't just wing it anymore. Which is kind of a difficult pill to swallow. Because I've been winging it for 21 years. I don't know. But I'm going to keep doing this. Because I like this. What else? Watch a bunch of movies this week. In fact, I watched Sinners. Here are my thoughts on Sinners. I thought, okay, there's a little bit of a crazy segue there. Sinners was cool and awesome, and stylistically was phenomenal, and I enjoyed my viewing experience thoroughly. I do have a few qualms with Sinners, though. I feel like there was like so much that they were trying to put into this movie. Like so many different plot points, so many different things, so many different moving parts. And some of it wasn't necessary, and some of it some of it I wanted them to explore more, and I feel like they just didn't have the time to. Like, there was, spoiler alert, there was, like, Native Americans, and they came and said a word of warning, and I don't know if that's, like, symbolism or something or other, but I wish they would have explored that more. The scene where, spoiler alert again, where, they're all dancing, and then there's, like, a different generations, like, that scene was so great. And, it's so jarring, because you're sitting through an hour of exposition through this whole movie, you're sitting there, and you're like, it's just a timepiece, 1930s timepiece. That's all it is. But then this happens, and, you're like, whoa, it's not just a timepiece. There are some supernatural elements afoot. And spoiler alert again, it's also a vampire movie. I don't know. It was good, but I feel like it was almost trying to do too much. And I don't know if it works for me or not. Another movie kind of similar to that is The Abyss. James Cameron's The Abyss. There was like 3 different big plots in that movie, all jammed into one. And I think it works. I don't know how I feel about it, really. It's been a while since I've watched it, but it's a submarine movie, alien movie, supernatural movie, God, love, so many different things. And I think it could have just worked as a submarine thriller movie without the alien, but I don't know. I also watched The Game with I don't know who's in it, I forgot. Sean Penn is in it, I think. That's his name. The Game was just frustrating for me to watch. I thought it was okay. All these movies I watched feel like they were just okay. And that's my opinion. It's my opinion, man. That's a great movie, if you know what that is. But The Game is like, man. So, another spoiler alert, the guy at the end, like, contemplates suicide. Sewer slide. And, sorry, YouTube. And, like, he ends up jumping off the building. He is so mentally, gone that he jumps off the building. And then he lands on a freaking, safe thing, like a big balloon type thing, and he doesn't die. And all his friends are there cheering for him. And then he's like, oh, that's the game. That's great. I'm happy about this. And he's just fine afterwards, after contemplating that. And then he's like, hey, love interest, can I get your number maybe? Let's get a coffee sometime. And I get it. It's like, it's trying to be a social commentary about how rich people are so rich that they don't know what to do with their money. I mean, I get that. And it's supposed to be like, yeah, they're so out of touch, whatever. But like, I don't know, being so ready to KYS and then being 100% okay after, it's like, dang, what the heck? I just went on a walk. I did a couple laps around the park. And I had my shirt off. And to be honest with you, I didn't feel very confident. Is this something I should put online? Is this something I should share with the world? Probably not. But it's real. This is average. My body is average. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the name of average is average. I think it was one night or one day, and I was like, that phrase sounds cool. Average is average. Because average is average. I don't know. These are like high thoughts people have, I guess. That's what people are saying. Dude, I can't handle hate comments. I've just realized. Someone commented, like, on my last podcast episode, like a weird comment about my girlfriend. Because she was in it, and it was, like, uncomfortable and weird and creepy, so I deleted it. Which I don't have any tolerance for. It's like, I don't know. Don't be weird. But then, I posted, like, a YouTube short, and someone came for me and was like, you have to have that haircut. You have to have those bangs to cover up that dinner plate forehead. And it's like, damn it, they're right. I don't know. That just goes into self-consciousness. with my shirt off in the park. Sorry, yeah, but anyways, I'm a little hot, a little sweaty, a little gross from that walk. Might be a weak start to the episode, but we'll finish strong, I promise. That's what she said. It's a joke. Sorry, Snowflakes. Man. My dad said this episode... My dad said my videos are a lot better when other people are in it. And he might be right. But I want to get good at doing this by myself before I have anybody else on regularly. So, that's my reasoning. And I have a good time doing these, so I'm going to keep doing them. Am I slouching? I saw on like TikTok, and this is where I get all my reliable information from. It was like, if you're a male, you pass these genes down to your kids, and one of them was like posture, and I was like, oh shit, my kids are gonna be fucked up with their backs. That's the end of that thought. Little hashtag random thoughts. Got a couple shows coming up in July. I'm cutting a little close to when I'm supposed to be out of this place. So it's like I'm going to have to move out a couple days after my show. It's going to be a little hectic, but it'll be fine. I think I need that. You know, because for, I don't know, since I did my last show, I don't remember when it was, like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, before then, I had that other show. I don't know. Like, I always, for, you know, a good while, I had a show always coming up. And for, like, 2 or 3 weeks, I didn't. And I think that's not good for me. I think I need having something. Not to look forward to, but to be scared of. You know? Like, something that I need to prepare for. Something that is happening to where, I don't know. I'm so lazy that I'm really not good at lighting the fire under my own ass. So when it happens externally, it works for me. So, did that sound smart? I used the word externally in a sentence. Did I sound like I read books and shit? I hope so. I'm struggling reading. Sorry, Dad, but I'm still in the first chapter of Monte Cristo. TikTok is just so much more fun. That's not true. I think books are more fun. TikTok is just so much easier. Did that sound profound? Suck my dick. Whatever. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I don't edit these podcasts and I don't watch them before I post them. I just post them as soon as I'm done. And I haven't really said anything that I needed to edit out yet, but why did I just say SMD? I don't know. Growing out the mustache again. I like it. Growing my hair out. My hair's long. This is almost like a video diary for myself. I have the jorts on right now, which are awesome. I got trivia later. And I'm really, really, really excited about it. I love trivia because it makes me feel smarter than I am. And I think that's something I yearn for, is being smart. One thing I hate, though, is when, you know, I think I have the right answer and I don't. I hate being wrong. Ugh. Straight white man with a podcast. One thing that I've been into, my little micro obsession, is Pokemon. It's phasing back in. And I've been playing this Pokemon game called Pokemon Unbound. And it's like a ROM hack. I think that's what they're called. But it's basically a fan-made game. And it's what everyone says is the best fan-made Pokemon game. And it's just, I don't know, I'm just having such a good time with it. And I really love to just delve into it and nerd out. And, I don't know, get the IVs and EVs and, you know, people, I don't know if you know the basic way Pokemon games work, but, like, you know, catch your Pokemon, your little animals, you battle other animals in the wild. You can either kill them or catch them and use them to battle other wild animals. And then you battle other people who other trainers who have wild animals as well. And you want to, you know, reach the top and beat the Elite 8 or like the Final 4, or that's March Madness, Elite 4. I don't know. But basically beat like the ultimate Pokemon champion. And, you know, certain Pokemon have better stats than others, and it's just like numbers, and you can totally nerd out over it and spend a lot of time doing a little bit of work, which is something that I guess I like. Back to songwriting. Holy shit, it's so incredibly hard for me. You look at lyrics of a song and it's just so simple, you know, so obscure, so simple. It's like, what is the song even about? Nobody cares if it sounds good, but I am overthinking about lyrics. I don't know why I want to write songs. Is it for fame and glory? Is that why I want to be an actor? For glory and for fame? I really need to start thinking about these things. If I want to be anything. Dang, what am I going to do with my life? Dang. I watched The Thing, 1982, and it was awesome. I think I really enjoyed the obscure ending, and I enjoyed, I don't know, man, like those practical effects were so awesome. People ain't doing it like that anymore, obviously. But it was good. It was fun, and it was awesome. So those 3 movies I had not seen before. The last movie I watched this week was Stand By Me. And that is a movie that I've seen probably, if I'm not exaggerating, probably 15 times. And I love it. It was my favorite movie for a good while. And, I mean, it's just so special to me. There's so many iconic moments. Iconic. I hate that fucking word. Iconic. Not everything is iconic, but I do think Stand By Me is. Me. I've been voice cracking a lot lately. I don't know why. Is that bad for the mic, whistling? That's not Pokemon. That's something else. Comment down below if you know what that is. I do like these podcasts, and they're a lot easier for me to pump out. I do think that I'm slowly understanding how my brain works. And I realize, you know, you need to strike when the iron's hot and create when you want to create. And this podcast is something I can do no matter how I'm feeling. But this phase of making YouTube videos, one good YouTube video every week, is like, I don't know. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. At least today. Maybe I will be tomorrow, but today I just want to do anything. It's a song. Another song. I've talked about my podcast at work, and I realized that if my coworkers watch this episode, I think I would be embarrassed about that. This has been a not good episode. I don't care. Whatever. I love this poster right here. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think it's such a cool movie, and I think it's cool to like this movie. I think it automatically makes you cool and hip to like this movie. And it's a great poster, too. It's simple and awesome. This poster, though, I do love Frank Ocean. I do love Blonde. And that new snippet that came out, oh my god, so good. This poster is a little bit corny. Here I am focused on corny and not corny anymore. But this one right here is just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it's giving. It's giving, like, Urban Outfitters in the worst possible way, you know what I'm saying? It's giving, like, you know those bracelets with the little squishy bracelets with the balls, and it was like a white bracelet, or it was like a gray bracelet, I don't know what it was, but one ball was black and it said to have mud from the deepest part of the ocean, and one was white and it was said to have like water or snow from the tallest point in the world. That's bullshit, obviously. And it was a marketing scheme to sell these bracelets, but like that amount of tackiness, I think that's what this poster is giving. I need a cooler, less tacky Frank Ocean poster. Or I just need a poster of something more obscure and more cool to make me look cooler. Why am I so focused on that? Looking cool and being perceived. Why are things the way that they are? Podcaster becomes sentient. Well, I don't know. You know that? It's a thing. I don't know. That's a question. Why do I yearn to be liked? Why does being liked release a chemical in my brain to make me feel good? Why am I human? What is the meaning of life? Is it to be loved or love? I'm getting deep on this podcast. White guy gets deep. Pause. Getting a little closer, a little bit more intimate for you guys. Let's see what I have written down. Been recording for 20 minutes. A little up close and personal. You mind? Alright, let's see what we talked about. I want to watch Magazine Dreams. It looks sad and good, and I really want to watch it. Okay. Oh my god. I forgot to talk about this. Dude, I really do rely on my list a little bit more than I would like to admit. Stand By Me, The Thing, The Game, Sinners, I did all that. Okay. Here's a little bit of a fun one. I recently just learned how to not be upset at rich people for being rich. Well, maybe not that. Maybe that's not the exact thought I want to portray, but I don't know, growing up, I would have jealousy and contempt for kids that had richer parents than me. And, you know, their parents were able to put them through, you know, basketball camps and other things and newer clothes and cooler shoes and buying them cars. And I would always hold that personally towards these kids. I'd be like, well, this kid's an asshole because his parents bought him everything. And I don't know if it was recently, maybe a year ago, but I think it's an important thought to share. But it's like, you know, it's not rich kids' fault that they're rich, but it is their choice if they want to be an asshole or not. And that's where I, draw the line. And a lot of rich people are assholes just because they don't understand. And sometimes it's intentionally, sometimes it's not. I don't really have any patience for it regardless. An asshole's an asshole. But sitting here and being upset at somebody for being rich, I don't think that's cool. You can be upset at them for being rude to wait staff or, other things that rich, annoying people do. But, I don't know. I thought that was a profound thought. Don't be mad at rich people. Look at me defending rich people. Next thing I'm going to say is, go Elon Musk. No. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Jesus Christ. What does this podcast come to? Oh my God, you can't take me anywhere. Ugh. What else have I written down? Oh yeah. I used to be obsessed with tracking things. I don't know, everything. Like my screen time, not even my calories, just my steps, my movement, my whatever. And I wanted a Whoop or an Oura ring. I don't wear rings. I don't like rings, but the Oura rings or the Whoop or the Fitbits or the Apple Watches, whatever. Because I wanted to see my body, see my data. And then I realized, why? Do I want to look at my data to feel good about myself or to feel bad about myself? Because what's going to change, Maybe it'd be 1 in a million, and I'd be like, oh my God, my blood oxygen level is so low, I need to go to the doctor. But other than those 1 in a million chances, I'd see oh yeah, my resting heart rate is very high. What is spending $50 a month on a Whoop? That's going to tell me I need to work out more? How many things do I need to tell me to improve my life. I don't know. People say, like, this thing changed my life. This thing changed my life. It's like, well, you can just go and change your life without having to spend money on something. And I don't know. Right now, I'm being lazy, not changing my life. But, you know, sometimes I'm like, maybe I need a Whoop. Maybe I need this. And it's like, well, you could just lift a weight and go on a walk. Instead of, I don't know. That's the thing that really pisses me off is the Whoops. Because I want them because at my job, I'm not allowed to wear watches. And I don't want the Aura ring because I don't like rings. So the Whoop would be perfect to put on my arm, you know? Or my ankle or something. Forgive me. Look at me wiping my snot on my fucking jeans. And then through my hair. Is that gross? Yes. The Whoop would be perfect for me. There's no screen on it either, which is great. So I don't have to, you know, look at a screen. But it's a subscription. And I just fucking hate subscriptions. You know, I just watched that Black Mirror episode about subscriptions and shit, and this lady got, like, I don't know, brain cancer or something, and basically they had, like, a computer put into her brain, and, you know, gradually they made it worse and worse, and they made her start reading ads out loud, whatever, but basically she needed to pay, like, $200 a month to stay alive. Dude, that's just what it feels like. And that's the thing that scares me about, like, electronic vehicles like Teslas and stuff. Back to Elon Musk, it's like he has remote control. Tesla has remote control. So it's like at any moment they could, you know, you pay for a Tesla. They could just be like, if you want air conditioning, you have to pay $50 a month for air conditioning. If you want to go faster than 40 miles an hour, pay $40 a month. If you want your car to move, if you want your car to work, you're going to have to pay some money every month. I don't want to. White man with a podcast. Hates subscriptions. Folks, this is groundbreaking. It's hot. It is hot in here. I'm breaking a sweat. It's 4:30. We're getting lit tonight. Going to trivia and going home at 9 p.m. Let's see. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't talk about this. I think the night of the Bubble Guts, the night I posted my podcast, I went to a quote-unquote drag show. Now, this drag show consisted of 2 drag queens just dancing. It was great, and they were great dancers, and it was, you know, exciting. But I don't know what I was expecting when I heard drag show. I thought there was going to be, like, you know, 10 or 12 drag queens going up and down a runway or something, fucking dancing on tables and stuff. And, you know, it's just the basement of a bar, and 2 of them, and, like, a DJ with a laptop playing popular songs. And they're twerking and stuff, which is great. But, I don't know, I guess I was expecting something more. I was expecting more from the drag queens. Is that homophobic? Is that homophobic? I don't know. LGBTQ phobic? I don't know. Sorry. Did I just commit a microaggression? My heart's in the right place. I swear. Have I been watching too much Celestia Noobs? I have the merch on too. No, man. But at this drag show, I did stick out a little bit. Because, you know, the general clientele of a drag show is, I don't know. I don't look like the type of guy who would go to a drag show. At least I was a lot taller than everyone, because I'm 6'7". And I guess the next tallest person at the drag show was like, you know, 6'1". So I'm, you know, a good head above everyone. And, you know, they start going like, we're going to do a dance competition. We need contestants. And they see me because, you know, I stick out. And my friends push me to the front. And I'm like, oh my God. I got nervous. I get stage fright. I get anxiety. My anxiety. Anyways, I'm in this dance competition. And, man, I realize I just don't have any moves. And I need to work on that. So I'm hitting, you know, the... And it's like, they have 2 different groups. And they're like... Whatever. It's me and like 3 people dancing at the same time. And for like 30 seconds. At the end of the 30 seconds, they're like, clap your hands if Natasha danced the best. Woo! Clap your hands if Sam did the best. Woo! And they moved me onto the finals, and it was me against this girl. And this girl just starts fucking going crazy, starts twerking on the floor, and I'm just like, I think I just realized that there's levels to this shit. And then she kind of starts like almost twerking on me, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm here for. I kind of turned around and started doing my thing a little bit. But she was nice, and she won the competition. She like dropped it to the floor and did like the splits while twerking, and I'm like trying to do the robot, and I'm like, well, it was a good effort. It was a good effort by me, and I want a shot. And I don't drink, so I don't know. I wanted like a drink so I could at least get like one of those non-alcoholic beers or something, but I want a shot, so I was like, well, fuck, okay. So I got a shot for my friends, and 3 of my friends split a green tea shot. Is that tacky? Is that a little tacky? I'm a little tacky. Man, listen, you know what? I am a little bit white trash, and I'm fine with it, Like, I don't know, that phrase is so derogatory and mean, but I'm going to claim it as something, not. I don't know. It's not necessarily bad to be white trash. Like, I'm white trash. I will eat a 7-Eleven hot dog. I will spend 2 hours in a Walmart. That's fine. I don't know if my audience is like, I don't know my analytics or how much of you guys are white trash like me, but, if you're not white trash, whether that being you're not white or you're not white trash, you're white but you're not white trash, take a little stroll, go to a 7-Eleven, get you a hot dog. Go freaking, I don't know, buy a pack of cigarettes and smoke them in the house. Take a walk on the wild side. Is this getting problematic? White culture. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. White culture. Jesus Christ. This is getting to the point of, what do you call it? What's the word? Confrontation? Not confrontational. Problematic. Problematic is the word. Is this getting problematic? I don't know. Go ahead and cancel me. See if I care. That's a clip from a guy I watch play video games. Do you see me getting uncomfortable? I'm like, ugh. What can I say? What can I say to remedy this? I promise my heart's in the right place. I didn't say anything bad. I just said white trash is something that I am. I'm wearing jorts right now, bruh. That I made myself. Yes. I am like a little bit of white trash. That's something I enjoy about myself, is that I think I can fit in a lot of places. And I've worked hard to do that. But I really, really, really do love, eating at a fancy Michelin star restaurant and dressing up and, talking that fancy talk. And I am privileged enough to do that occasionally. That's one thing poor people like myself do, is cosplay as rich. Whether it be buying nice shoes or wearing clothes or leasing a car that's way too expensive for their budget, or I don't know. I think that's a thing, though, is like poor people from all over cosplay as rich. And I am so guilty of it. So incredibly guilty of it. We call it champagne taste on a water budget. admitting is the first step, though, right? But the thing with, like, expensive tastes and cosplaying as rich is, like, you know, buying, like, Balenciagas or, like, Gucci shoes or, like, Louis Vuitton bags. If you're not rich, that's one thing. But getting yourself an expensive meal, I don't know, man. I think that's okay. Because, I mean, I like fine dining. I like a good fancy meal. But then, you know, I will also, dude, I will devour Waffle House. I love Waffle House. I talked about it in my first ever podcast episode. I have a special place in my freaking heart. If I ever make more than 80 grand a year, I will consider myself pretty well off. But I don't think my white trash taste will disintegrate. What has this podcast devolved into? Let's see. Yeah, drag queens and white trash and rich friends and... Okay, I think I'm done, but I think I have tinnitus and tendinitis. And I thought that was funny. My ears ring and my fucking Achilles hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Average is Average. I'm done. I hope you all are doing well and drink some water and tell somebody you love them today. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Have a good night. Shut the fuck up. Have a great whatever. Truman Show that shit.